Hi Pisces. 3333. The universe, the world came twice. There is a definite sense of closing a chapter and starting anew. There's a lot of traveling involved here as well, but also opening yourself up to the world, getting out there when it comes to whatever you're expressing, creating, writing, but also expanding your consciousness. There's a sense here with the universe of a cosmic understanding that you are starting to fall into, allow yourself to feel this presence, this sense of melting of the self, melting of your old beliefs about you, the memories, the old beliefs about your emotional states when it comes to relationships, all the traumas, the hurts, the negativity that you might have experienced, Pisces. And here, getting into seeing the light when it comes to romance. So it's very strong because you have 33 here and 33 here, which has to do with Christ consciousness as well. Also, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 is also very significant, calling to harmony. You have the card of harmony here when it comes to a couple, a specific soulmate that came here with memories of love. So we have confirmations today, very synchronistic. 6, 6, 3, 3, and the two halves becoming a whole, but perhaps here we're talking more about a renewed sense of understanding when it comes to exactly that, the relationship. That perhaps you're not a half plus a half, you are two wholes that become double, triple. There's no numbers because, again, you're getting to that cosmic understanding. By the way, 21 has to do with 3 as well. So here, you're perhaps getting to the point where you're allowing enough space in your day or within you where you can recognize the difference between when you are in the doer, the I need to control everything, I, the ego, and giving it all up, talking to God and getting to a humility that perhaps you've never experienced before. We have humility here, gratitude, altruism, conscious action with this Buddha here. Awakening, having this revelation where you're starting to realize that when you can anchor yourself, allow yourself to be in that presence, in that space, which is, again, this mind dropping into the heart, where you allow the no thinking, you allow the no doing, you allow I don't have to figure it out, you allow just bringing space, allowing space within you, within your physical body, sensing that, feeling that. Yes, breathing can help you, but it's really a stopping. It's really perhaps, yes, sitting physically, but at the end of the day, you will recognize that this state is ongoing. You can relax into that state wherever you go. You can have this sense of expansion where, you're no longer contracted in the small self. You allow yourself to expand to the point where you disappear, where the self disappears, and that is when the memories, the emotions trapped in the body are given space for God, for the universe to enter and heal you, to give you the insights. But it comes when you allow that emptiness, when you allow that I give it up, this sense of, it is extreme in a way, but the ego is always going to be like, oh, I have to figure it out, I have to, in this tension mode. But perhaps the grounding, the first chakra, the root chakra, is in that presence, in that spaciousness, where truly you could also be praying, but it's a direct connection from your heart to the divine, to beyond yourself. It can start also with imagination. You can imagine yourself disappearing, not being here, getting to a point where there's no me or my name, my identity. There's no need to be scared of that disappearance, because in that disappearance you allow God to enter. You allow divine to enter all the space of your being and start to rewire in that space the rest of your life. And that is how you can get to this new beginning, those new beginnings here, where there's tremendous potential, Pisces, tremendous potential. And for that, you need to be able to look forward, no backwards. And the backwards is all those memories that are trapped in the body, this conflict, this eternal conflict, internal conflict with morals, with having to decide to choose, right? We had this theme of having to choose right now what's going to be the next move, the next relationship, the next whatever. Here we have two dragons, and those dragons, for me, what I saw, what came through is this eternal conflict between, again, the limited self, the ego, the contracted sense of personality of I am, and this with a small I, and allowing the no I, right? The no I, really. It's not really I am, it's the no I. In that no I, magic starts to happen. If you allow that presence, if you get out of it, you come back to it. It's a sense. You will start to feel very light everywhere. You will start to see that you can go through the day, do so many things, but never get unrooted. And that's what we are practicing here. Whatever situation comes your way, whatever person comes your way, especially in a relationship, that can be triggering. Perhaps you have here someone who has done, false promises, or has been in the survival mode, very animal, kind of like, and that could be an unawakened person, but perhaps you are supposed to be in that relationship. Of course, I'm not saying if it's very toxic, all of that, there's a need to also give space and, not stay in a relationship that is killing you, right? But sometimes that can be the trigger to get stronger, to get more powerful, and to get to the point where you are able to give. They're saying give in white, but it's give with purity, where it's no longer about attachment to whatever this person is going to do in the relationship, if you can trust them. It's no longer about that drama. There is just so much space within you that you recognize that there's no attachment to no one, to nobody, and you start to feel that love expand within yourself. And so the deeper you go, the more time you have with that space, you're able to then not care, whatever the other person does or says. You start to have this presence of light, this power that allows you to not escape the relationship, to not escape the situation, but to give freely, to love freely in that way. And that is what we could call unconditional, right? And so perhaps this relationship is your mirror. We have here putting you into reflection with yourself, and asking you to get into the no judgment of the other as well, where radically you getting to such acceptance into the divinity that moves you, and it's no longer you per se, that you start to experience such freedom and such sweetness that starts to transpire into all of your relationships, and in particularly here as well, in this particular one. And so here we have, as you are faced with your mirror, and God, it's not easy right now. We have been triggered emotionally very strongly. But this is the only way that we can wake up. And you have here the Lady of the Lightning, which is, perhaps a sudden event, perhaps a shock that is bringing that shift of paradigm, complete shift of paradigm change in your life. It could be in your being as well, but often when it happens internally, it also then transpires externally. And so truly, when you start to no longer focus on the other, especially in the relationship, and come back inside, knowing that the healing is never external, it's internal. There is a revelation, a truth about you and about the eternal joy that exists at every single moment that no longer fades away. You can feel the emotions, but you are anchored, you're stabilized here. And you become more humble, you become more altruistic as well. You give more because you're not being taken advantage of, because you're free. You're so strong within that you're free, so you can give. And whatever happens externally doesn't touch you. Right? So it feels here we are definitely shifting into something very powerful, Pisces. Again, here you have invest in your spirit. Be courageous. So again, not escaping the situation, but facing it. Looking at it. Looking at yourself inside. And seeing what are the patterns that, again, need to be left out in the past. So you can look forward, only forward, and keep moving. Seek an expert here. Could be someone that could be helpful for you, a guide, someone who is more anchored in the light that can, it could be a book as well, a video, whatever that is, a sad song. But the more you anchor all of your energy and your focus in that expansion, in that spaciousness, Pisces, truly trust. The ego doesn't want to trust. It's like, I have to. No, that's a sign that you're not connected. When you allow life to take you, Pisces, okay? Allow life to take you. I love you. I hope this was helpful. Please take some rest if you need to. And I will see you very soon.